Arr, how's it going, everybody? So, we're back for another edition of All In. So, what I do is I'll pick a rock artist, listen to the entire discography, and give my thoughts on it. And the rules kind of go like this. The band in question must have 5 or more original studio albums. Cover albums can count. Generally, I don't talk about live or acoustic albums unless the songs are original to that form. So, here we go. So, in case you're wondering about the odd intro there, or the odd greeting, we're going to do the band Alestorm. That's right. Another band I feel doesn't get much love, or the love they deserve, I should say. So, they have a total of 7 full-length studio albums, and I think like a couple EPs in there too. And so, their studio albums range from Captain Morgan's Revenge back in 2008, which would be their debut, all the way to Seventh Rum of Seventh Rum from 2022. And supposedly, according to the wiki, if the wiki is accurate, it looks like they're going to release an album called The Thunder Fist Chronicles in 2025 of this year, but there's no real, I can't really find any set date for it or anything like that, so I guess we'll be on the lookout for that eventually. So yeah, Alestorm. How did I hear about them? Well, never heard them on the radio, on regular radio, never heard them on Sirius. How I heard them? Basically word of mouth. And it wasn't just from one person, it was like maybe like 2 or 3 people. I know my cousin who's in a local band, me and James, he's one cousin who's in a local band, he's really into them. And I remember like he was posting links to them on YouTube, so that's when I first heard them. I think it was the No Grave But the Sea album. There were songs off of that he was posting. And I liked it. I liked it. I actually started downloading their stuff. And then another one, it was a guy from work that was telling me about him. Like, he asked me, have you ever heard of the band Alestorm? And I thought for a minute, I thought I misheard him. I said, you mean Hailstorm? No, Alestorm. Yeah, completely different. So yeah, based on hearing more than one person talk about them, I decided to check them out. So that's kind of how I got into listening to them. But I never did see them live or anything like that. I don't have any physical copies of their albums. But, okay, so I guess we'll get started here. So, we start off with Captain Morgan's Revenge back in 2008. We start off with Over the Seas. We got the title track, Captain Morgan's Revenge. The Huntmaster, Nancy the Tavern Wench, Death Before Mast, Terror of the High Seas, Set Sail and Conquer, Of Treasure, Witches and Mead. And then they did a cover here, Flowers of Scotland. I guess it's a Corey's cover? I don't know, I never heard it before. But yeah, definitely a good debut album for sure. I liked it. So then the very next year, we move on to Black Sails at Midnight. And here we start off with The Quest, Leviathan? The famous old spliced, Keel Halted, To the End of Our Days, Black Sails at Midnight, title track, No Quarter, and no, that's not a Led Zeppelin cover. Then we have Pirate Song and Chronicles of the Vengeance. And then they did a song called Wolves of the Sea, which was a Pirates of the Sea cover. So yeah, definitely a good follow-up to it, for sure. And then we go back through time in 2011 with their title track. And then we have Shipwrecked, The Sunken Norwegian, Midget Saw, Buckfast, Power Smash. That's a weird title. Scraping the Barrel, Rum, Swashbuckled, Rumpa Combo, Barrett's Pivoteers, which it looks like a Stan Rogers cover, and then Death Throes of the Terror Squad. And then, of course, you get into bonus tracks. We have I Am a Cider Drinker and You Are a Pirate, which are both covers. So then we skip on to 2014, and here we have Walk the Plank. Love that song. Good way to start out. You have Drink. So yeah, they sing a lot about alcohol, basically. Alcohol and pirates. Magnetic North, 1741, The Battle of Carjana, Mead from Hell, Surf Quid Welfare, Quest for Ships, Wooden Leg, Hangover, Teo Cruz cover. You have Sunset of the Golden Age, and then we move on to the bonus tracks, Oceans of Treasure and Rumpa Combo Part 3. I don't think we had Part 2 and Part 1. Oh, that must be like an outro or something. So then we move on. This is kind of where I started hearing them. No Grave But the Sea. So we start off, we have the title track, then we have Mexico, and that's one other thing I want to mention. Like, they have a couple tracks where it kind of starts off as like 8-bit Nintendo video game sounds. It's kind of cool. You know, kind of like a throwback, if you will. We have To the End of the World, the song Alestorm, Bar und Imbiss. Yeah, Fucked with an Anchor. That one's funny. Yeah, fuck you, you're a fucking wanker. I love it. And then we have Peg Leg Potion, Man the Pumps, Rage of the Pinnahook, and Treasure Island. And thus far, I'm going to say that's the best album they've done so far in this lineup. I love that album. So then we move on to 2020. We have Curse of the Crystal Coconut. Kind of weird. I was actually listening to this during work, and my one coworker kind of thought it was like some sort of a trippy album title, you know? But anyhow, we have Treasure Chest Party Quest. Love that one. Fanny Balls, another good one. Chomp Chomp, featuring Matthias Verlemens. I guess that's foreign. Taruga. We have Zombies Ate the Pirate Ship. Call of the Wolves. Pirate Scorn. Shitboat, no fans. Pirate Metal Drinking Crew. Wooden Leg Part 2. So yeah, they're doing a sequel there with that. And Henry Martin. And yeah, not a bad album for sure. Love it. And then we move on to 2022's 7th Rum of the 7th Rum. And this is another one I really like. Another good album, I think. We got Mulligan's Expedition, The Battle of Cape Fear River, Cannonball, Party, or P-A-R-T-Y as they call it. Under the Blackened Banners. We have a Megarizeg, I don't know how to read that. 7th Rum and the 7th Rum title track. Bite the Hook Hand That Feeds. Return to Torgua, Come to Brazil, and Wooden Leg Part 3. And I actually like this. I like this one, and what was the other one I like? Yeah, No Grave at the Sea, and 7th Rum and the 7th Rum. They were way better than like their first albums. I loved it. And then in 2024, we had an EP called Voyage of the Dead. Is it Marauder? And here we have, of course, the title track to it. We have Ubergistan, we have The Last Saskatchewan Pirate, Sea Shanty 2, and we end it with a song called Cock. I shit you not. The song is actually called Cock. So I don't know if these are going to land on that next album I was talking about, or if they're doing all new stuff for the next album. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. But definitely a unique band for sure. They definitely stand out with like the theme that they do. I would call them, yeah, I definitely call them a theme band for sure. But yeah, it definitely sticks out in my mind. So I guess we have to rate them. So how do we want to do this here? So we have a couple from the 2000s. We have, 3 from the 2010s, and then 2 from the 2020s. I don't know how we're going to do that. But you know what? I'm just going to do it as one big era. What the hell? So, as far as my favorite goes, I'm going to say No Grave But the Sea. I guess it's the one that's the album that kind of got me into them, per se. And not a bad track on it. I love that album. 7th Rum and the 7th Rum, definitely a damn close second. And then, as far as my least favorite one goes, I don't know, I'm going to say probably Back Through Time. But But yeah, these guys, I know they're not from the States. Yeah, they're actually from Scotland. They're Scottish. So I knew they were, like, foreign. But yeah, if you want a different sounding metal band and you like theme metal and symphonic metal, this is it. Definitely check it out. So, coming up next, we have a deceased legend that goes way, way back in rock history. So, tune in next time, find out who it is.